Hello there guys and welcome back to Blues Fans TV. I'm sorry for you seeing a bit longer of a dark screen of a black screen before and then the intro being a bit weird. Don't know what exactly happened, but hello there guys and welcome back to Blues Fans TV 2. Well, my live review of a ridiculous game. Of a game, Liverpool 5, Chelsea 3. And that is honestly insane. Like, what? 5-3. What a roller coaster of emotions. We start well. Honestly, we start brilliantly well. I'm very happy with the first 15 minutes. And then I'm kind of like, ooh, this is not looking good. They score a screamer. Flip sake. They get a free kick, which is never a foul. It's just not a foul. They score a screamer of a free kick again. They make it 3-0 from us not being capable of defending set pieces. We actually get one back just before the break. We go into the break and there's kind of a little glimpse of hope left. And not long into the second half, it's 4-1. We finally make substitutions and Christian Pulisic comes on. Alongside Tammy Abraham and Hudson-Odoi. Christian Pulisic is like, boss, gaffer, why on earth did I not start? It's by far the best player on the pitch. Rips everything apart. Does like Hazard-esque dribbles. Hazard-esque Anfield dribbles. Assists Tammy to make it 4-2. We actually get a 4-3 to Pulisic after he already misses a huge chance to make it 4-3 earlier. We have a free kick. And we get hit on the counter ourselves to concede the 5-3. And then almost concede a 6-3. There is so much to discuss. Starting from the formation, was it right to go 3-4-3? Because at some points, being 3 goals down twice in that game, I was furious at Lampard for doing that. I will get into that. At Kepa, should he have done much better on some of the goals? Some people saying all of the goals. What exactly is the situation there? What about our defence? But also, what on earth is Alonso doing on that last goal? Like, let's not ignore that. Let's not ignore what Alonso did then. So much so that Lampard even took him off. Just for 2 minutes. Just took him off because that pissed him off so much. Let's not ignore all of those things. And honestly, guys, I really do appreciate all of you guys that are here. And, you know, if you are here, make sure you subscribe to Blues Fans TV and drop a like on this live stream as well. Whether you're watching it right now as a live stream or whether you're watching it later on as a video, let's get as many likes as we possibly can. There's already 340 of you watching. Really, really do appreciate that. There's going to be a lot of things that I need to talk about here. And that we're going to start off by talking about the lineup that we started the game with, which was pretty much exactly the same team that started against Manchester United on Sunday, which is what I predicted, or at least formation-wise, it's exactly what I predicted Frank Lampard to do. For some reason, whenever I get these lineups up, the sync between the audio and the video always goes bad. I'm sorry about that. Don't know why it happens, to be honest, but just can't help it. Once I take the lineup off screen again, it will be normal. But yeah, exact same team, except Kepa was in goal instead of Willy Caballero. So 4-3-3. Kepa in goal. A back three of Aspi. Zuma this time actually in the middle and Rudiger on the left, which was the other way around with Zuma and Rudiger against Manchester United. Reece James and Alonso as the wing backs. Kovacic and Jorginho as the 2 centre mids. And then a front three of Mason Mount on the left, Willian on the right, and Olivier Giroud starting up front. And like I said, the first 15 minutes were not too bad. Were not too bad. Thank you for the £2 donation, D. Winchester. Kepa out, Pulisic should have started. Kepa out, I think all of us have come to that conclusion that we need to get a different goalkeeper, but not for someone like Onana, not for someone like Nick Pope. If we get a goalkeeper that's actually better than Kepa, then let's do that as soon as we can. But let's not do that if, you know, we're going to buy someone that's equally as good / bad. You know, there's absolutely no point. And guys, of course, if you haven't watched my videos and my live reviews before, I will get to what you guys have put into the chat after, basically, I'm done talking through the game from my perspective, if you will. Just from my perspective. Let me just get the game stats up here as well. Because, like I said, the first 15 to 20 minutes of the game, we were good. You know, we were the better team. Yeah, you know, Salah had a couple of dives, basically, where he wanted penalties for absolutely nothing. Well, they weren't dives, but he just fell over and asked for penalties when clearly they weren't fouls. Which is ridiculous in the first place. But we were better. You know, we created a lot of width. We were pressing really, really hard. And we were the better team. We had a couple of half chances, you know, across from Reece James, I'm pretty sure, why is my light flickering, to Mason Mount. Maybe should have let it through to Giroud, but then probably Gomez would have cleared it before Giroud anyway. But it was a really difficult header for Mason Mount that he couldn't get on target. And then a shot from Reece James from just outside the box, which is just sliced through a little bit too much and dragged it just over and just wide. But then we started to sit off after 15 to 20 minutes. You know, it's kind of like we were already tired. It's kind of like we pressed so much, we were already tired. And then Azpilicueta with a clearance that doesn't go far enough, doesn't even get out of our own half, falls straight to Virgil van Dijk basically, who passes it actually straight to William, but William's first touch lets him down. It falls to Keita, and Keita just goes for it from like 30 yards and blasts it onto the bottom side of the crossbar and into the goal. Yes, it wasn't in the top corner, all the way in the corner, but it was so high and so unexpected, and Kepa obviously not exactly on his line, that I personally don't believe Kepa should be blamed for that first goal. I understand that someone like Thibaut Courtois saves it simply because of his much longer arms and being much taller. And yes, you could argue, I mean, even Ter Stegen and Oblak aren't much taller than Kepa, which I only found out today. I thought they were both taller than that, than they are, because Ter Stegen is actually only 1 centimetre taller than Kepa, and Oblak is only 2 or 3 centimetres taller than Kepa too, actually. So, you know, but I'm pretty sure both of those two would have saved him. But it's another one of those where I'm like, he can save it if he's a great goalkeeper, but I can't expect a goalkeeper to save that goal. Right, you know, forward by 15 minutes. The Keita goal was in the 23rd. Forward on to the 38th minute from an Alexander Arnold free kick, when Mateo Kovacic clearly wins the ball with the tackle against Sadio Mane. Clearly. Yes, he fell into his ankle after he touched the ball, but that is just unfortunate. It's a contact sport in football. He went for a perfect tackle, gets the ball, clearly. The ref even says, yeah, you got the ball. I know, even has game play played on. Waves play on is what I'm trying to say. And then realise, oh, Mane is rolling around on the floor like he always does. Mind you, I'm from Austria, right? He used to play for Red Bull Salzburg in Austria. He was already doing those twatty things in Austria. He was slapping people and then falling down himself, claiming like people had started to hurt him. He's a prick, right? He's a prick. But the ref fell for it, gives them a free kick, but that's no need for them to score from there. It's ridiculously far out as well. To be fair, they even took it further of the pitch than they should have done. But Alexander Arnold steps up, and yes, it's a great free kick. But Kepa's just stood there. And I don't even think Kepa can be expected to save that. I don't even think you can expect him to save that. But it just looks dumb. At least try. Maybe he gets a fingertip on it. We've seen a couple of saves where I'm like, no chance keeper gets there. And I don't know where the fingertip is on it. For example, Bernd Leno against Liverpool. Okay, it was a deflected shot by, I think, again, Trent. But, you know, it took a deflection and Leno with a ridiculous save. And Kepa could have pulled that off there. I doubt he would have. But at least go for it. He just accepted that he wasn't going to save it. And he just stood there in the middle of the goal. And he does that too many times. And it's infuriating. If you fly and you don't get there, shit happens, all right? It's a great free kick. But you just being stood there just makes you look like a mug, mate. Just makes you look like a mug. And then actually, Mohamed Salah really looked like he tried to, you know, have Chelsea secure top 4 today, because there was still some positives today. Not so much in our game by Christian Pulisic, but outside of our game, there was still some positives today, which are very good for the upcoming game against Wolves. Anyway. And then Wijnaldum makes it 3-0 before the break still, in the 43rd minute. But Salah missed 2 sitters today, basically. I think one in the first, one in the second half. A corner. And Giroud kind of just misses the ball, heads it straight at Jorginho. From Jorginho, it falls to Wijnaldum. Or Jorginho onto Jorginho's hand, and then kind of to someone else. Then again, kind of Jorginho's hand. Then it falls to Wijnaldum. And then he blasted into the roof of the net. And can anyone be blamed for that other than maybe Giroud, because he timed his header wrong and heads it against his teammate instead of out? It's tough because obviously there's a lot of pace on that corner. But if you're going to blame anyone for that third goal, to be honest, you have to blame Giroud, because, you know, the defending in theory was good because he got there, but he just mistimed it, heads it against his own teammate, and it falls to Liverpool. So that's annoying. But actually, in injury time of the first half, 55 plus 3, Olivier Giroud actually gets a goal back and makes it 3-1. So that's a weird goal. You know, the ball is out wide with Mason Mount. Not even the greatest cross, actually, a poor cross. Marcos Alonso with some brilliant awareness kind of just flicks it on behind him to Willian. Willian with a shot, Alisson with a ridiculous reaction save, but it falls back to Giroud, who was quicker to react than anyone else and pushes it over the line at less than half time. We go into the break, I'm like, all right, we need changes. Pulisic needs to come on. For me personally, we should have changed the shape, and we should have gone to a 4-3-3 and probably just taken Reece James off for Pulisic and changed to a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, whatever. But we didn't do that. We made no changes. And then Firmino, in the 55th minute, makes it 4-1 at the time. And Trent Alexander-Arnold was just given literally about an entire football pitch of space. That's how much space he had. He was literally given an entire football pitch space by, well, I guess Mount, but mostly, you know, mostly Alonso. Where was Alonso? I didn't see a replay properly of that goal. So maybe there's a reason why Alonso wasn't there. But why on earth are we giving one of the best crossers of the ball in the world so much space to cross? Great cross to Firmino. Firmino is right between Aspi and Zuma. Zuma, in my opinion, should do better. Should know where Firmino is behind him, because if he stays close enough, because he's so much taller, if he's just close to him, he will win the header. But he's too far away from him that when he jumps, the ball goes over him, but perfectly to Firmino and he heads it in. Don't think Kepa can save that one, but I will still get to the Kepa blame. And then we finally make a substitution. Let me just get the minutes right. 4 minutes after that, 4-1, we make substitution. A triple substitution. As Tammy Abraham comes on for Oliver Giroud, Christian Pulisic comes on for Mason Mount, and Callum Hudson-Odoi comes on for Willian. By the way, again, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Blues Fans TV. I just need to get this in there a couple of times, because obviously there's a lot more people viewing now than there were early on. So, you know, I need to put these things in. There's 850 of you watching. So I really do appreciate all of you guys that have tuned in. So, you know, please be sure to subscribe to Blues Fans TV if you haven't already, and drop a like. You know, there's 850 of you here. There's only 103 likes. Come on, drop a like. It's one click of a button. Doesn't cost you any money. Barely cost you any time. You know, by the next time I mention you dropping likes, I want there at least to be 400, if not 500 likes. So come on, guys. Just half of you. Just go down below and drop a like, really. It doesn't cost you any time. But let's continue on. We make that substitution. Way too late, but didn't change the formation. But with an instant, we're about 5 times as good. With an instant. Christian Pulisic just decided to be Hazard, and arguably even better than some of the things Hazard has done at Anfield. I'm not talking about the Hazard goal last season at Anfield, the ridiculous goal one in the League Cup. I'm talking about Hazard's goal at Anfield in the season where we finished 10th. Late on in the season, we played Liverpool and won 2-0, 2-1 or something. Or even drew, I can't remember. But he scored a ridiculous goal in that game. And that was kind of his first good goal of that season. And that kind of kick-started his kind of form for Chelsea. And he was brilliant the season after. A bit like that goal. Just Pulisic literally just ran around 3 players. Megged, I think, Gomez at the end. And then perfectly crossed it over to Tammy Abraham, who taps it in for 4-2. And I'm still, all right, we're 2 off. We're 2 off. It's still not enough. It's still not enough. But we're getting there. We're getting there. And then we're starting to play some lovely football, I'm telling you. Then we're starting to play some lovely football. Callum Hudson-Odoi, I think, played in Christian Pulisic. Christian Pulisic, or was it Callum Hudson-Odoi that played him in? I think so. He miscontrols it, doesn't control it properly, and then misfires his shot wide. That was his chance. Very soon after, you know, we make it 4-2. He had the chance to make it 4-3, but he dragged the shot wide. I was like, oh my, that could have been it. That could have been it. But then he does step up in the 73rd minute and does make it 4-3. We have a throw-in. Tammy Abraham kind of manages to mug off Van Dijk and someone else. Tammy Abraham, brilliant. Brilliant what he did there. It just goes through, and Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi are basically just running through. Hudson-Odoi runs, Pulisic goes to the middle, Hudson-Odoi plays it to Pulisic, who controls it and doesn't shoot straight away. I'm like, oh no, you messed it up. But he doesn't. He controls it perfectly. Waits. Takes that little step and blasts it in. It's 4-3. We have 17 minutes to go, and honestly, I'm gassed. I'm shouting around in my room here like an insane person. I'm telling you guys, I am shouting around like an insane person. I'm like, this is going to be Ajax all over again. We just need a draw here. We'll get to why we just need a draw. We just need a draw. We will get this draw. What happens? We get a free kick. Reece James takes the free kick. It's a bad free kick. And they hit us on a break. Jorginho doesn't seem to always understand that he's not very strong and quick. Because they hit us on a break and he tries to just tries to get the ball from that guy. Can't remember who ran past him, don't know. Probably the guy who assisted, so that would have been Andrew Robertson then. Probably. Instead of just hacking the guy down, just hack him down, who cares? 2-foot him. It's 84 minutes played. Although I say that, actually, then he gets sent off and then we have no midfielders for the weekend. So maybe he shouldn't have done that. Maybe he shouldn't have. Because we were still 4-3 down, mind you. If it was 4-4, maybe he should have done, but yeah, maybe not. But at least try to somehow foul him without getting sent off. Right? That'd be good. Take the yellow. But he didn't. They get through, and Alonso actually, our team, I can't fault them. They're fighting. All of them are sprinting. Tammy, I know he was fresh and hadn't been on the pitch for long, but he was obviously for the free kick one of the furthest up the pitch. He went on a sprint, ran past Aspi like he was walking, not even jogging, walking, sprinted past him, kind of ran out of steam for the last 10 yards, but sprinting past him. Even Alonso was giving it his all until 2 yards before he fucking mattered, mates. 2 yards. You stupid idiots. You stupid idiot. What are you doing? And rightly so, Frank Lampard took him off straight away after. Because Robertson placed the ball across to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who had just come on for Liverpool. And Alonso literally, he doesn't know that there's someone behind him. He literally just stops 2 yards before where he needed to go. He just stops his sprint. He sprinted all the way from the opposition's box back to there. And then he stops and could easily have cleared the ball. Easily. But he stops. And Oxlade-Chamberlain just, side foots it. Kepa gets a hand on it, but can't keep it out. It's 5-3. And then we actually almost conceded 6-3 as well at the end. Ridiculous defending from a corner. Free kick. Can't remember what it was. But none of our defenders went for it. And Kepa was just stood on the line. Where's the ball? Like, I was more angry with him for that situation than any other situation, than any of the goals, to be honest. Because I'm like, what are you doing? The ball was inside the 6-yard box, not even at much height. Just grab it. You're a goalkeeper, mate. Just, like, grab it. Honestly, it's ridiculous. And even all the players were looking at him. What are you doing? Van Dijk gets to the ball at the far post and thankfully just puts it over the goal. It was insane. And that was then it. That was then it for the game, and it's 5-3. But let's quickly touch on why we only need a draw here. Because Manchester United dropped points against West Ham today. They only got a 1-1 draw. Meaning, we, before this game, in the last remaining 2 games, but now in the Wolves game, because we lost today, only need a draw. No matter what happens in the game between Leicester and Man United, we only need a draw against Wolves to secure a top 4 finish. Genuinely, we only need a draw. Right? And that is much better than having to go to play against Wolves and needing a win, right? It's still going to be tough because Wolves are a good team. And I'm not 100% confident that we're going to do it. But it's much easier to get a draw than it is to get a win, even though Chelsea have only got 6 draws all season in the league. But it's possible and it makes it much, much easier. And, that is the positives of today. And a few things I have to touch on. First of all, again, make sure you subscribe to Blues Fans TV if you haven't already. And drop a like. There's almost 1,000 of you watching. 946 of you right now. Really do appreciate all of you guys that have tuned in. But drop a like. Only 262 likes, right? And there's 950 of you watching. Just cheer me up. Come on, guys. It's been a tough day for a lot of us Chelsea fans, right? If you're an opposition's fan and laughing at me, fair enough. But if you're a Chelsea fan, come on. Cheer me up a little bit. Drop a like. And let's see whether we can hit 400, 500 likes. Let's get to 500 likes right now. Come on, have that like spree right now. 455 of you watching. Just drop a like. Honestly, guys, please, I would massively appreciate it. That'd be great. I'm going to just give you a second now when I'm figuring out the next thing I'm going to have to say. So you drop a like in the meantime, and I'm going to just, think about what I have to say. Now, I do want to talk about the formation. Why did we go for the same thing? And I want to touch on something that I tweeted as well. By the way, check out my Twitter. The link to it is down in the description. It's at Laos1507. There was 2/3 times already this season when we had a big win playing in the 3-4-3 and we stuck to the same system and pretty much the same team for the next game, and it backfired on us completely. On us completely. Tottenham, just before Christmas, December 22nd or whatever it was. We beat them in the 3-4-3. Great win. On Boxing Day against Southampton, who were in awful form at the time. We play a 3-4-3 again and we lose 1-0 at home. Next game against Arsenal, we tried 3-4-3 again. It was so bad. Lampard, after 27 minutes, changed it to a 4-3-3 and we still won the game. And then against Spurs, just before the break, we beat Spurs again in a 3-4-3. And then keep the 3-4-3 for the Bayern Munich game 3 or 4 days later and get absolutely embarrassed and battered. And now we do the same thing again. Same thing that we was against Manchester United. Frank, I love you, right? But Frank, Liverpool and Manchester United are not the same thing. Why are you playing the same team? I don't understand. Like, if Pulisic wasn't 100% fit for the United game, fair enough. And I know we won, and we were good. But goal chance creation-wise, we were still lucky with, especially the second goal. Because, and if we don't make that 2-0, we never have that buffer and United never collapse. So it's always much more difficult. Right? So why wouldn't Pulisic start if he's fully fit today? I mean, you saw him come on and what a difference he made. Why wouldn't you start him? He's clearly our best player at the moment. Why wouldn't you start him? Honestly, I don't get it. And why wouldn't you bring on Ruben? Like at that point, it was 4-3. There was like 10, 15 minutes to play. We're chasing a draw. It doesn't matter whether we concede a fifth goal. We did anyway. Just bring Ruben on for Jorginho. And just bring even more attacking play into it. Just try to get that equaliser. But he didn't. But was the system today at fault? Not really. I mean, it worked really well for the first 50 minutes. You could say Liverpool adapted. But it was also individual mistakes that You can probably hear my cat now. I'm very sorry about that if you can't hear my cat. Because he's just going to keep screaming here now. I do apologise. I can't really do much about it, to be honest. Because I can't really get up and let him in now, can I? But yes, it's going to be distracting. I do apologise. Aspie, not a great clearance. William with the bad touch. The screamer by Keita. Then the free kick that's never a foul. And we are 2-0 down. Then the ridiculous, just being so unlucky for Giroud to head it straight at Jorginho and it to fall to Ronaldo. 3-0 down. Okay, then we get one back. Then the 4-1 was just bad, all right? There's no excusing for that. Then the 5-3, we have a corner and a cross. Can't speak. A free kick. We actually had been back into the game at 4-3, right? We have a free kick with Reece James placing it across, just about not enough power on it, not enough height. And it's clear that they hit us on a break and score just because Alonso stops a yard or two too early. Like, it's not just the formation that was bad. I'm not sure whether we were a bit tired and got a second win later on in the second half, because we stopped after 15 to 20 minutes and we just sat too deep. And that's what I didn't like. We barely got out of our own half in the second half. We had one offside goal by Mason Mount, which wasn't too clear offside, but it still was. Already a 3-0 as well. Or was it a 2-0? Might have been, to be honest. I'm unsure. And then the Giroud goal. But those really were the only moments that we got out of our own half. You know, after the 15th to 20th minute. And that meant, obviously, we were inviting Liverpool to do things like shooting. To put them into positions where Kovacic can foul them in a distance from goal, where they can go for a free kick, try and score it. If we are more aggressive and don't drop off so much, there's a good chance we don't even let them into those positions. And that was the frustrating thing today. But still, I don't think the 3-4-3 was the right system today. I mean, I know I say don't stick with the same thing, but we just beat them in the FA Cup just before the break with a brilliant performance in a 4-3-3. And I know we didn't have Billy Gilmore today, but we had Jorginho, and Jorginho can do those things. We didn't even have Kante in that FA Cup win over Liverpool. And I know they didn't play their strongest team, and they did today, and that is also a reason why Liverpool won today, is because they were absolutely on it. Liverpool were absolutely on it because they wanted to have a win today with their, lifting their trophy. Clearly, they're not nice people, because, I mean, they're clearly forgetting that we won them the league, when we beat Man City. I know they would have won it eventually anyway, but they could celebrate that night. So that night that they will always remember for the rest of their lives, they couldn't even let us have a draw for. Do you know what I mean? Pricks. Absolute pricks. And I was furious. But I don't think the system was at fault, because when you look at it, you have 3 different front 3 in the second half, and we turn it up again. You just have Pulisic on the pitch and you turn it up again. But I'm going to question Frank Lampard. Why on earth didn't Christian Pulisic start? He should have started. It's as simple as that. Why on earth didn't Christian Pulisic start? I know Mason Mount is important to the press, and I know William has been really consistent since the break. But Mount, Pulisic is our best player. He just has to be there. He's our biggest goal threat. I said this numerous times in my preview. I even titled, he's going to secure top 4 in my preview. If he started, I'm 100% confident we get at least a draw here and we secure top 4 tonight. But he doesn't start and we don't secure it. I mean, by the time we came on, we was 4-1 down, and he basically on his own, alongside Hudson-Odoi, who, by the way, was also brilliant. Them two together, but especially Pulisic, basically got us back into it by themselves. Starting when we don't even get to this position. I'm fuming about it. I'm fuming. But what do you do? Now we're here. We have to get a draw, at least a draw against Wolves. We have to get at least a draw against Wolves. And there is the debate, should we just start Willy Caballero? Because Kepa today, I'm not saying I'm not as harsh as so many people seem to be on football Twitter, and also guys in the chat here. Really do appreciate a £10 donation, Stephen Featley. Thanks to Lewis for promoting my channel during the live stream that I'm using to raise awareness of childhood liver disease. Even if I'm a gooner, have hope for a good cup final between game. Keep up good work on the channel. Really do appreciate the £10 donation, mate, and check out his channel. Obviously doing it for a really, really good cause, which is always bloody brilliant. But I'm just going to continue speaking about the Kepa situation, because I don't think it was like crazy to blame for any of the goals, really. Can he do maybe a tiny bit better for the first goal? Maybe. I'm unsure. I don't think he should be blamed for that. Second goal, don't just be stood there. At least try. I think there is a chance he gets a fingertip on it. Third goal, can't do anything about. Fourth goal, can't do anything about, if you ask me. Fifth goal, I disagree that he can't do anything about. Yes, maybe 1 in 10, you kind of just fist it like that over the goal. But I don't think you can expect that. He got a hand on it, but there was some pace on that finish, and he was jumping backwards to reach it. You can't expect him to push that over the bar. I think that's way too hard. But like I said already, what looked really, really bad was that corner or free kick, whatever it was, late on, when he was just caught in no man's land. Should we play Willy Caballero against Wolves? I personally don't think so. But that didn't help him. And if there was ever, like that game today, if there was ever any doubt, that Chelsea will try to get a different goalkeeper this summer. I think today was kind of one of the games that sealed it because we just don't have it at the back. And that's the weird thing about this. We looked so good defensively against Manchester United, and they're a really good attacking team. Okay, they didn't start some of their best attackers, but still, they're a really good attacking team. And we were good. I mean, they had nothing, pretty much, on Sunday. And today, we just couldn't do anything. Aspie was struggling. Rudiger was struggling. Zuma was struggling. Maybe I'm also not sure whether it was a good idea to switch Zuma and Rudiger around compared to the United game this time. I don't know. Alonso was struggling so badly. He was good in the first 15 minutes providing width and stuff. And also great assist for, well, pre-assist for Giroud for the 3-1. But he gave so much, like, messed out for the 5th goal, gave so much space to Alexander-Arnold for the 4th goal, and just wasn't quite good enough. Reece James, good moments, but bad moments. Aspie struggled, like I said, at times, but it was just a mess at the back. It was just a mess from everybody. But let's not let the heads drop too much. You know, there's over 1,000 if you're watching, which for me is bloody brilliant, so I really do appreciate all of you guys that are tuning in. Like I said, we just need a draw against Wolves on Sunday, so everything's still to play for. I know we're now 4th, because Man United are now 1 point ahead of us after getting the draw against West Ham. But let's not forget that we played Liverpool, the champions, today. We're on 96 points already, right? Let's not forget that we played the best team in the country tonight. And had we played them a week ago, we probably beat them. But today, because it was their day where they lift their trophy, they didn't want to lose the game. As much as they were maybe happy about us beating Man City for them, today they wanted to be happy. They wanted to celebrate a victory. And that was just bad timing because they were on it. And it was a ridiculous game. Like, if you're neutral, you loved that game. And there was good things about us. You know, the width was good. Jorginho and Kovacic at times were really, really good. Pulisic, when he came on, incredible. Giroud getting another goal. Tammy getting a goal. Hudson-Odoi actually looking good for the first time really since the break. Being positive. I liked it. There was positives. But it wasn't quite enough today, and it's frustrating because we almost got there. And to think, and maybe I'm overly positive right now, but to think that we were in a position where we were all pretty much hopeful at 4-3, that we were going to get that much needed draw to secure top 4, after already being down 3-0 at 4-1 at Anfield, doesn't that show a little bit about our team? Shows that we can't defend to save our lives, whether it's the defenders or the goalkeeper, so we need more defenders. People are always talking, we need a centre-back. No, we need about 2 centre-backs, because none of our centre-backs are good enough, quite frankly. None of them. We need 2 centre-backs, a left-back and a goalkeeper, if we're being totally realistic. If we want to challenge Liverpool, we need 2 centre-backs, a left-back and a goalkeeper. Let's be honest with ourselves, and arguably also a DM, because Kante is just injured all the bloody time. I mean, he plays 5 games in a row, picks up apparently minor hamstring injury, and has since then been out for about a month. It's infuriating. Infuriating. Someone says Benson FC Loftus-Blake. I hope you're not talking about Chelsea. Drew got a nice assist for Liverpool today. Yeah. It was unfortunate. As much as Mason has... Let me just read that. As much as Mason has been good for us, you can't really know what to expect from him each and every game. That's not the case for Pulisic. Do excuse me. Well, yes and no. I mean, Mason Mount today became the first ever Chelsea Academy graduate to make his debut and make 50 appearances in the season, in that very season that he made the debut in, which is an incredible stat. And over 50 games as a 21-year-old, it would be in his first Premier League season, it would be ridiculous to expect from him to be good every game. That would be ridiculous. And I don't think he was the worst today. Yeah, he should have done better in some situations. But he's also played in a position that's not his position. He's the number 8. He played as a left winger, pretty much. A left inside forward, almost. That's not his position. Yeah, it was good like there against United. But still, that's not his position. So don't blame Mason Mount for not playing well today. Blame Frank Lampard for it. If Mason Mount doesn't play well in the number 8, then blame Mason Mount for it. Do you know what I mean? It's like when Ruben played on the wing against Aston Villa. Don't blame Ruben for not playing well out of position. If you put Giroud in goal, you're going to blame him for not saving everything. No, you're not. I mean, obviously that's a bit of an extreme comparison, but at the end of the day, that's kind of what it is. But honestly, someone made a good point. Really, Willian is tired as fuck. I agreed with that. I agree with that. Willian looked shattered. And that doesn't excuse him his bad first touch that, you know, led to the first goal by Liverpool, but he looked shattered. And considering Lampard seems not happy to play other players for fitness reasons like Pulisic, what about Willian? He has started, I'm pretty convinced, every single game since the break. Every single game. And I know he's probably going to leave in the summer, so if we injure him, basically, it's not our problem anymore. But still, every single game. it's understandable that he's going to have one shocker. And he was poor today. He was poor today. Even in comparison to Willian's poor games, he wasn't good today. But guys, I think I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to do one more question. I've already been going for half an hour. And to be honest, I'm tired. Plastic fans want Lampard in because of the name. Lampard out. Disagree. Kepa out. Kind of agree. Got to feel bad for Pulisic, man. I bloody agree. Really got out, yes. But Pulisic, yeah. Fair play to the guy. What a player he is. What a player he's going to become. Feel bad for him, but I'm confident. We're going to get that top 4 finish somehow on Sunday. We're going to get it. We're going to get a draw or beat Liverpool, or beat Wolves and get that top 4 finish. And then we're going to have a good season. A really good season, because before the season I said we're going to finish somewhere between 6th and 8th. We're now fighting for 4th, in theory even 3rd if Leicester beat United or draw against United and we beat Wolves. We can still come 3rd, right? I didn't expect us to be anywhere near this height in the table, right? Nowhere near it. And we're in the FA Cup final. So it's not all awful. It was a ridiculous game today that didn't go our way, because we can't defend us our lives. So let's hope we can not just sign Kai Havertz alongside Ziyech and Werner, but also some defenders that can improve us in that aspect next year. Maybe improve some of the coaching staff and improve our defensive just training as well. That'd be good. But guys, I think I'm going to leave it here. 1,200 of you watching. Really do appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to Blues Fans TV if you haven't already. Drop a like. There's 1,200 pretty much of you watching, and there's only 500 likes. Come on, every single one of you, go down below now and drop a like on this live stream. Whether you're a Liverpool fan, an opposition's fan just laughing at me, or a Chelsea fan that's had a bad day like myself, make sure you drop a like. Cheer me up, cheer yourself up. Make sure you drop a like. That'd be massively appreciated. And if you're watching this video at a later point, or this live stream as a video at a later point, make sure you drop a like as well. Leave me your thoughts on the game down in the comment section below. But yeah, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys for watching. It's up to Chelsea. It's upwards and onwards. And I'll see you when I see you.